यन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षु श्रोत्रमथो बलमेन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, the mind, all the sensory and motor organs and the life force become efficient and powerful. All is verily the one without second, ever perfect, ever blissful, conscious, infinite existence itself called Brahman. May I never deny Brahman. May the Brahman never reject me either. May all the virtues necessary to experience Brahman in our daily life be with me. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Let us try to feel this all-pervading existence itself by feeling that we are one ice cube in a huge heap of ice cubes. And the heap is in a warming weather. I am identified with my shape. My weight, my appearance. And feel all other ice cubes are different from me. I form relations with various ice cubes. Some I feel as my parents. Some as my siblings. some other as friends and colleagues, some others as my enemies, and most of them I don't have any special connection. I become proud of my special shape. I feel elated by seeing that I am superior to some other shapes, some other ice cubes. I feel down and depressed when I see that I am dwarfed by many other ice cubes. I look upon other ice cubes for my enjoyment. Trying to appropriate them, to get connected with them. I feel my identity is true. But then I see the shapes are changing. They are melting. I start seeing that we are one. And the difference has vanished. There is only one reality. Unbroken. One without second. I am that. I have no desires, for I am all that is. Thus there is no suffering, no hankering after anything. I have no birth, no death. I am bliss itself. peace itself. Om, peace, peace, peace. So, dear friends, let us begin today's discussion on this great book of devotion and the ultimate spiritual knowledge put in very interesting story form. That is the style of Puranas. We have discussed that many times before, that the very abstruse truths of Vedanta or any spiritual discipline as such are not, uh, philosophically speaking, very easy to understand. Because we are not used to, listening or reading philosophies. They make us uh, get bored very fast. Most of these big philosophical treatises are good as a cure for insomnia. You start reading and soon you fall asleep. So, but when those very things are presented through enchanting, beautiful, attractive stories, then we tend to read them. Moreover, it gives a sense of history, reality, that yes, these truths have been actualized, realized by people, and so I too have a chance. So, from both these angles, these books, they are called Puranas. They are very useful. The Christian, uh, that gospel, Bible, is actually more or less a Purana. It is hardly can be called philosophy, because as Jesus says, I teach in parables, through stories, because that is how the truths can be appreciated by a lot of people. Buddha also taught through various stories. The lot of Buddhist literature is this Jataka tales and conversations with others. So these stories, they illustrate how these truths can be understood. So we were having, now this is actually 173rd class, but this PowerPoint presentation is number 172. So it is the we were studying this 11th chapter where the King Yudhishthira asks of the great sage Narada about Varna and Ashrama. How is this arrangement of Varnas? Please tell me in details how this classification is done. Mm. So even in those hoary past days, people had curiosity about it. And on last Friday, we discussed some aspects of it. And I am not going to again, last time I didn't refer exactly to the verses in the book, because many of those things that are described there have no relevance now. It is about relevance. Most of those works that people used to do then, no longer they do now. Moreover, the identification with Varna, with a work, has become very much shrouded in the variety of things that a person does. And so, but certain principles are same. Like the principles remain the same, the details, they become different. So, it is like earlier also we used to have these lights. When things would become dark, we would light lamps. One time there used to be, say, wax candles, or this gasoline lamps, or something like that. Just some fire would be lit, and then we can see. Now the light requirement and the use of light has remained identical, same. But now, do you see we are lighting candles here? No. There is the electric power with which the hall is illumined. So that illumination is same, but the means of illuminating, they become different. So therefore those discussions about how to light a candle, again matchsticks were not available. It was, that concept was not there, so people had to rub some pieces of wood or stones to get the fire, and that was not very easy. Now in a few seconds you strike a match and you can light a candle. At that time people used to have expertise. Maybe some graduate courses might have been there, how to prepare, get a flame out of a flint. So it is, we used to do that in my childhood in our school. They used to show that how that is done, and our teacher had to work, not working. So after 5-7 minutes, look, there is this spark. Now that spark you use to light a candle. So now all that discussion becomes meaningless now. So, therefore, I am not referring exactly to the book, but the principles remain the same. We saw last time that what is this Varna? Oh, but okay, oh, I was forgetting. Let us begin at the beginning. Let us chant this our regular opening chant. So please chant as loudly as you can. Mm. जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. That from whom creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe take place, who is both instrumental and material cause of it, who is omniscient, is the only one having self-mastery, being the one independent entity, who illumined the mind of Brahma with the Vedic revelation, whose wisdom is the wonder of even the greatest sages, in whom the world of the three gunas subsists, just as the combination of materials like fire, water and earth subsist in their causes without changing their elemental nature, in whose consciousness there is nothing false. On that truth supreme, we meditate this whole treatise of Bhagavatam, very big. All is actually summed up here as meditation on Truth Supreme. It is all meditating on what? The Truth Supreme. And this Truth Supreme appears in so many relative truths. That relative truths are like, if you have a lamp, big, very high powered light, and is covered by a pot with hundreds of tiny holes on that. Now, from each hole, the light will come out, and that will be one relative expression of that light inside. So, we have relative truths like when they are seen through the holes of our five senses, then they appear one set of truths. They are relative because they are relative to this instrument of five senses. Then, if others have different senses, other creatures, some, like it is said that a snake does not have the ears. Its sense of touch does that job. So it is one sense is less. Maybe some other senses which we don't have, the snake has. So again the power of those senses differ. Uh, you see a bird flying up in the sky can spot a tiny insect camouflaged in the grass and just pounces quickly to grasp it. We will not be able to see even if we look for it. So it is a bat. The bats, they have ultrasound vision, and they do not have the regular eyes to see. But they never miss anything. We may hit some obstacle. The bats never. They are very perfect in having the sight, ultrasound vision they have. So that is how different creatures have different types of relative knowledge. All are the relative expressions of this absolute or truth supreme. So, in that light, we have been studying all these different chapters of Bhagavatam, and here we're having discussion on Varna, not to be translated as caste by birth, as done by many Western translators. Lot of confusion arises in the discussion that that in Indian this scriptures there is the caste system. There is no caste as such. Caste depends, on somebody's this genealogy or some profession like that. No, Varna is not decided by that at all. If you see the scriptures like, say, Bhagavad Gita, which is most authentic and describing these things, is that it is by the gunas and the karmas that the particular combination of the sattva, rajas, tamas, that gives that person's particular varna. Varna literally means a color. So, like a person with a darkish complexion would be called Shama Varna. So, that person has a, a dark complexion. Or Neela Varna has a blue complexion, and so forth. So, it is the Varna means color, and these colors these three gunas, they have some specific qualities associated with them, and they uh, are different for different people. They, as I had mentioned in the last class, that artists know that if they have three primary colors, then from that they can manufacture all different shades. All colors can be manifested, can be done. You can have by differently combining those three colors. So each of us has a very unique combination of this sattva which uh, can be expressed in simple words as the desire for peace and knowledge and the higher values of life, that is a sattva. Rajas, the preponderance is that of the sensual desires, but there is, that, and therefore that prompt the activity. There is no calmness when a person gets excited by a desire, then starts running about to fulfill that desire. So that is how this rajas expresses itself in our lives. Tamas is of the nature of inertia. So we feel inertiatic at times, don't want to do work, want to just sleep, lie down. So that is the tamas. All these are present in every person. There is no one who has only one of these. All three are there in everyone. But there is preponderance of one of these, and so accordingly, the varna of a person gets decided. Where there is the preponderance of sattva, then that uh, the particular group of such people gets called Brahmana. And then because of that preponderance, their works, their duties and all, they get decided. Then there is Kshatriya, where there is the preponderance of rajas. Desires are so many, want to fulfill those desires, and so there is the lot of activity, but this activity also there is a leaning towards sattva. So there is the prominence of rajas, but there is also a leaning towards sattva, and therefore their works become different. Then there is Vaishya category. They also have lot of desires, and there is preponderance of therefore uh, this rajas, but that rajas is having a leaning towards tamas. So that is the Vaishya Varna, that they have therefore their lifestyle accordingly. And there is the Shudra Varna, where there is the preponderance of tamas. The inertia is tremendous. And their work also, they have some leaning towards rajas, but the preponderance is that of tamas. So, out of these four, first three are called Dvija, twice born. And because they are given these instructions from the childhood so that they can improve their lifestyle. They are called dvijas, as we discussed last time, that it is twice born. means once one is born uh, through the mother's womb, and other birth happens with some special vows of leading life, and some training is imparted, then that becomes the second birth, as it were. So it is, there is a beautiful verse, and I think it is in some Yajnavalkya Smriti, that by birth everybody is just like an animal. And so, although because of their human shape, they are humans but classified as the lowest one, like Shudras, where there is the preponderance of tamas and some activity. So, Jadmana Jayate Shudraha. By birth, nobody is Brahmin, Kshatriya, or Vaishya. Everybody by birth is Shudra. Sanskara dvija uchyate. Because of a certain instilled qualities and training and that awareness that, oh, I am a human being. I should not be leading a life just like an animal. That becomes then dvija, second birth. And this, because of that, these three varnas can be guided to go to the higher level. In the tamas predominant Shudra, this is impossible to do, will not accept it at all. So, therefore, uh, it is, there are some who do not want to even elevate their life beyond the animal level. Even if you try to tell them, they are not going to listen to it. They understand only the animal pleasures and the means by which those can be acquired. So, so for them right now there is no possibility of evolution on this path, but there is no blocking of the future evolution. Gradually they will come to a level where they will have an understanding of it. And then there is this, therefore, the hierarchy of various this works, the professions that one takes, the particular kind of lifestyle one takes. Human birth means to have higher goals. This is the speciality. Last time we saw that because of these higher goals that human beings have, they evolve far beyond any other creature. It is, we see that development in our society, that how people now live compared to what they were living, say, like a caveman, or living in the just forests under trees, and there were no clothing, nothing. And now imagine, it is everything now becomes so different. I spoke of clothing, no clothing then. Now there is such a big apparel industry. Millions of people are working in that. There are courses, for designing apparel. Our Rhode Island School of Design has a course, apparel design, So you can do PhD also in that, probably, I don't know. So it is, but all these things, what a big industry it is. We Swamis don't have much, to do with it, because we wear the same color, same kind of clothes. So, therefore, that industry is not benefited by Swamis, but they uh, the growth of such industry, imagine, and every such thing that you may buy just for a few dollars has been preceded by thousands of years of tremendous research in, say, agriculture, research in chemical engineering, research in so many different things, research in marketing and so forth, uh, all financing, all those sectors, human beings have those. In no other animal, at least I don't know, enlighten me if you know, that no other creature has the concept of money. Do you know any creature who has concept of money? There is no money idea in human beings, It is what a big this important thing, finance, economics, about what? Money, which is actually it is, I don't want to go into it, but uh, that becomes a very primary thing for human beings. So, thus human beings have higher goals. And then, therefore, what is the highest goal? There is this English language or any language, you will have the regular adjective, then its a comparative level, and then the uh, superlative level. So there is higher means there has to be a highest. Actually, there cannot be any idea of higher if we don't have an idea of highest. Now, how would you decide a change whether it is higher or lower? If that is in the direction of highest, then you can call it higher. So, to know something as higher, one has to have an idea of the highest. And so, what is the highest goal of human life? And that is the realization or experience of this truth supreme, where you see, experience one without second. There cannot be anything higher than that basically. Nothing more remains to be known, nothing more remains to be done, and that is why it is highest. Not that somebody says that it is highest. It is, one can logically see that it is highest because there is nothing else left to be attained after attaining that. So, in that sense, it is the highest. So, in theistic terminology, that is called God realization. So, Sri Ramakrishna used to always say God realization is the ultimate goal of human beings. Human beings have the idea of goal. So, uh, what ultimately I am going to get by all doing all this? That one person was talking to me. He was doing lot of, uh, working in industries and doing. And then one day he said to me, but at the end of the day, it is all same. Hmm. Why should I run after that? Uh, it is whether I get to eat just a piece of dry bread or I get to eat lobsters. What difference is it going to make? It just fills the belly, that's all. It is whether I get to live in a mansion or I am living in a small apartment. What does it matter how much room I need to sleep on? It is same, and the sleep doesn't depend on whether I am in sleeping in mansion or in a small bed in a shared apartment. It makes no difference at all. So, therefore, uh, At the end of the day, if they are all same, an intelligent person then sees that none of them can be goal. Because in the end, they do not give you anything special. So the goal is to go beyond and then to see that getting which nothing remains to be achieved. That is what how Bhagavad Gita tells. I had told that incident in the class many times. Let us remember that idea that it is in my college days. There came in discussion with a Swami there. I was living in the students' dorm there, and then the idea came while studying that one should have goal in life. There was no problem, but what should be that goal? Then we were wondering, talking to a very learned senior Swami there, that what should be the goal of life? So, instead of giving us a direct answer, he said, first, you are all students of science and mathematics. First, try to define the goal. What should be the goal? And then we will be able to identify what is goal. Because if you do not have a definition, and then whatever you see, you may call it goal. There must be a proper criteria to decide the goal. And yeah, myself and my other friends there agreed, yeah, that should be the case. Then what should it be? The definition for it. And then while we were scratching our heads, he told, look, that getting which nothing remains to be attained, and that can be called goal of life. Because if you get something and there is still something more to be achieved, then that something should be called goal. So that alone can fit the bill of goal of life if nothing remains to be achieved. And the sages have understood this, and they therefore have devised a great system of uh, putting all the different people on the path to reach that goal. A Varna system depends or is presented by that everybody has this same goal. Mm. Everybody, a picture you can just put in front of your mind, that there is a circle, and there is the circle has a center, the center, and then one center. But how many points will be on the circumference? 10, 20. How many, Charlie? Infinite. So we are like those points, we are differently situated, and but we have the one goal, going to this center. So our paths will be different, but we will be going there. Now, how our path will be determined? From where am I? From that, like in the GPS, you have to specify the starting point, where you are starting from. It is, it can pick up on itself, by itself, uh, by looking at your location, starting point. But it has to have a starting point. Accordingly, it will direct to your path to the destination. Various situations will be there, some traffic jams, some accidents because of that, some so it will find out the way, ultimately taking you to the destination. Like all of you have come here, but the paths you took may not be same. Somebody came from the west, so had to go to east to come here. Somebody who is already in the east, so has come to west. So depending on where you are, your path will get decided. So therefore, these all we are psychophysically speaking at different points. Different capabilities are there. If all are told, hey, you must do this PhD in physics, and I will say, no, no, it will be a terrible injustice to them, that no, you cannot, I will not be able to do anything. If I am told I can barely write the spelling of this word physics, and then what? That system will not do justice to a person who is not having that kind of temperament. All cannot be, doing this various different businesses. They don't have that temperament. They will fail. They will not be able to do. It is you require particular acumen. One of my friends wants to do business, attracted towards that, but has no such temperament. Therefore, every business he enters, he incurs a huge loss. It is so because that requires particular temperament, particular skill set. Otherwise, not you will not be able to succeed in it. So it is important for business that you have to have a certain temperament. So all these things are so important, and so there are these, these developments you see. So many different vocations have gone into this. So the society keeps on changing, and everybody has this goal of realizing the absolute truth. Although all are in broad class of human beings and thus can evolve to manifest their innate divinity, there are differences in aptitude, physical and mental capacities, and growth patterns. You see, I have put them on the picture of DNA. They are all coded, as it were, in DNA. So, accordingly, the growth patterns come out. So, all do not grow in the same way. Even if you see little babies, some start talking comparatively at an early age. One mother was very upset, that very troubled, that my little daughter, she is now 3 years old, but still she is not able to speak. Naturally, she was worried. But I said, no, there are different growth patterns. Don't worry. Your doctor, what does the doctor say? The doctor says, don't worry. So don't worry. Uh, Afterwards, that girl started talking. It was difficult to stop her. So it is how that develops depends. How the growth pattern is different in everybody. Certain qualities in some arise at an early age, some manifest those at a later age. It is so there are differences in manifestation, and these things are very important. These become the main these pointers as to what particular varna a person can belong to. It is So, therefore, these capabilities differ. Uh, Now, another question comes. As it is mentioned, the Varna system cannot be understood without understanding that all humans have the one ultimate goal to realize God. That is why many scholars they cannot understand this Varna system. They sometimes say that it is a violation of natural justice system. Everybody should have the freedom to do whatever they want. Oh, not question of freedom. Do they have the basic capabilities to do that? All are not equal in that sense. How all human beings are equal? And the idea of equality should be properly examined. Many times in different classrooms, when the question is asked about equality, I give this example. A dollar bill and four quarters, are they equal? Are they equal? A dollar bill and four quarters. Hey, come on, what do you think, Charlie? Are they equal? If you weigh them, no, their weights will be different. Their appearance will be different. So, where are they equal? In their purchasing capacity. And that too, not always. Some places don't want to take coins. So even if you have, they will not sell you anything. Yeah, give me, no, we don't accept coins. There used to be, many of you might have known that when you used to drive, there used to be those toll booths. And so there were, if you do not want to, wait, there used to be baskets. You throw the coins into that and then you can proceed further. So nowadays that's not there. But then if it is $1 toll, you cannot put $1 bill there. It will not take it. You have to put four quarters only. So those days people used to carry a lot of quarters with them. So to throw there. So for the tolls, the dollar. So are they equal? Dollar bill and quarters? No, they are not equal. They are equal only in their purchasing value in most cases. That's about it. So, similarly, all human beings are equal. Means what? They have the equal capability to realize the divine. As human beings, they all are same. But there is the individuality according to which each of them will have different aptitudes, different capabilities. Some are very physically well built, some are not. You cannot tell everybody, come on, do 1,000 push ups. No, it is somebody like me will collapse by after doing 10 maybe max. So it is because those capabilities differ. And we used to have one man, he used to be worker. He used to every day do 1,000 push-ups. But he was lacking in many other respects. So, in one respect, well, he's ahead. In other respects, he is not. So, everybody should be judged according to their strong points and provided a proper vocation. Now, what has happened in course of time? In course of times, things degenerate. They degenerate automatically. That is, second law of thermodynamics, that things degenerate. So it is like you cook something nice dish, and if you are eating now, that will taste so nice. Keep it out like that for some time, and after a couple of days, you will not be able to go near it. It will be smelling so foul. So that is how this system also got degenerate. In the original idea, everybody, all the four varnas were to have equal respect. Equal respect. That in that nobody is lesser or higher. All have to be given the due equal respect. But the question comes here that why did the Varna system become hereditary in Hindu society? Last time at the end of the class, our Srikant had asked this question, a similar question, that how this hereditary idea comes. The main point there is that how are you going to know the aptitude of a child when the child is just born? A sage who has that capability may be able to tell, but others will not be able to tell. So, how it is to be decided? Okay, the parents were, say, Vaishyas. So this child also should be classed as a Vaishya till it is proved otherwise. Till it is proved otherwise. There is a story that goes with that, like it is told that that bird, uh, that a crow, a bird, and another, what is it called? This kokil, uh, cuckoo. No, so cuckoo and crow, their eggs look alike maybe, and so and that cuckoo bird doesn't want to do work, so wants to roam about. So would put the eggs in the nest of a crow, and then therefore when it is they all get hatched together, and the little ones come out, they look similar as little ones, and for some time nobody can know the difference. Only when they start uh, talking, then it is, in Sanskrit they say, therefore then kaka kaka pika pikaha, that then the one who is crow will have one kind of talk, the other cuckoo will sound differently. So till you come to that level, they look similar. So you don't know the difference. So therefore, they get known by their parental caste or parental varna. So parental varna becomes their varna because of this. Who is to judge what it is? So the parents, they rear up the child. But there are examples that the real aptitude comes out. That person therefore cannot be confined within that varna, goes out of it, goes to other varna. Also, it is mandatory that every varna has a discipline to follow. Each varna has a discipline, and higher the varna, stricter becomes the discipline. For example, Brahmins, because they have to preserve their purity and preponderance for that getting knowledge, their life should be geared to knowledge. And so they should not be running after sense enjoyments And money, why do we want money for sense enjoyments? So they should not be running after sense enjoyment. So there are strict regulations that it is everybody, that the Shudras, for example, have no behavioral regulations at all. They can eat anything, do whatever they want. There are no rules of, the proper this sanctity of marriage or any such thing. So because their lifestyle is going to be different, so thus the restrictions become more and more pronounced and stricter when you move up on this hierarchy of varnas. So that is how everybody is guided accordingly. So we shall continue this discussion later. Let us, today's time is over. We shall chant the concluding this verse, and then in case if you want to ask any question, you are welcome to do so. निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुर्हो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. O devotees, quaff, quaff to intoxication this nectar of the fruit of the tree of Vedas, flowing from the mouth of the great sage Shuka, and mixed with the ambrosia from his words. Any question? That's question. Srikant has a question.
Swami Vivekananda said that the Shudra rule would be coming. He sort of prophesied. I was wondering if you had any thoughts on that, maybe connection to...
It is already, as far as the Indian society where this system was there, already it has come. Swami Vivekananda prophesied it long ago. And then it was in coming at that time. Now it is fully established. The Shudra rule. That is why in India you will see many who belong genealogically speaking or from family background to some higher caste, they want to get certificate of being a Shudra category. It is because that is the caste that rules. That is gradually it is a cycle that what Swami Vivekananda said is that yes, all these varnas, they get their ascendancy in ruling the society. There was an age where Brahmins were the rulers, and then came the age of Kshatriyas, and then that of Vaishyas, and now it is the age of Shudras. They have their advantages, and disadvantages. Both are there. So it is correct that now you have the Shudra society where Shudras get more prominence. Yeah.
Namaskar, Swamiji. Sri Krishna said he classified the varnas based on guna and karma.
Yeah.
So are these related to each other, guna and karma, as you mentioned?
Yes, they are related. Guna and karma are related means according to your gunas, the sattva, rajas, tamas, you will choose a kind of vocation or a karma. But again, why he has mentioned it separately, that if you do not choose the work that is actually assigned to you because of your aptitude, and go to do other work because of the desires. Because, let me become a king. I want to rule. So a Brahmin then uses his knowledge and his intellectual capabilities to become a king. Now his karma became different and thus lost the Brahminhood. In fact, then that person becomes without any varna. It is said, therefore, they become then the really Shudras, Achara Vihino Brahmanaha. That Achara Vihina, if your Acharana, if your routine, that daily activity is not abiding to those rules, then you degenerate. So that is how the two things are combined. And there is, as I mentioned, there is, of course, one can go from one varna to another varna. There is, that is the problem became in the society when this was stopped. That there was the great reformer in India, Baba Saheb Ambedkar. So Ambedkar said about this Varna system that it is like a 4-story mansion. The 4-story mansion, this system worked very well as long as there was the staircase that would connect all these floors. When the staircase was gone, now those who were at the lowest level, they cannot go up. And more problem, those who were up, they cannot come down. So they all got in very difficult situation. This is how the work, the related karma and gunas, they get connected.
Swamiji, one more question about the physical bodies. Are they also compatible with the mental aptitude? The physical bodies, physical body,
yes,
are also compatible with the mental aptitude.
Yes, sure.
So the three gunas determine even the physical body.
Yes, the physical body is also determined by that. It is a grossification of the mental attitude. Yeah. Any question upstairs? No question. Okay, so we will conclude here with the closing chant. As you might be aware, tomorrow there is the celebration of Durga Puja from 11 o'clock onwards till 7 o'clock. Various programs, details are there. You can join in all of them or whatever you can. मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल। कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल। मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल।